Well then, let's get this one underway. Astralis versus mousesports, map number 1. And the pistol round about to be beginning. mousesports going to be over on that CT side. Astralis, they've got Zipnix and Glaive buying up the utility. Looking like they're going to try and focus on mid early on, but Chris J, he's already up on short and he's looking to try and take this early fight.
Yeah, the Dutchman making the jump. He's even got Sunny down below as well. Astralis, they're holding for this, but they'll burst out. No flash needed, and Chris J and Sunny, they're going to be able to start things off. mousesports take that first kill, and Astralis, they decide to duck back. Magis jumping into the B site in the meantime, and he wins a crucial duel. That's the bomb down, though. Chris catching it out from short, and mousesports, they may not have the B site, but they have the information.
Yeah, that bomb's been dropped. Astralis, they got to try and fight for it. Zipnix and Glaive, they don't have armor as well. That's something to bear in mind. They do, however, have this flash and the Molotov to try and help them out. Zipnix, first man back into the bomb site since his teammate fell. And Chris J fighting a lot early on. mousesports going to be taking the pistol round here.
Notably enough, when Chris J walked into this arena, we had Sunny giving out high fives, we had Rops giving out high fives. Chris, no. Cold-blooded killer. Hands by his side, walking in up against the enemy crowd. And boy, is he going to start things off strong. 3 kills from the Dutchman there in the pistol. And Astralis, probably not a situation they're used to, Harry. Not going to be starting off this map on that strong T side. And again, this is mousesports' pick. This is where we expect them to take a map, if possible. But let's see what Astralis have up their sleeves. It's just going to be that second round full eco, giving a bit of respect to mousesports here. P250 and Glocks. So a chance for mousesports to make some money, and they've got the SMGs to do it.
Yeah, Astralis, they just want to go for the buy in the next round. That's what they're looking for. mousesports here, a chance, as you say, to build up those bank accounts, get off to a good start. You think back to mousesports' game versus Renegades yesterday, and they did get off to that poor start, right? Map number 1, then they grinded their way back into it. If they can find their footing early on here versus Astralis, then this could shape up to be one hell of a series. Already in this round, Rop's going to be opening things up. The rest of the Astralis guys just sitting back, maybe having a bit of a time to talk, figure out how they're going to approach this next buy round. But early on, mousesports are just laying waste to these ecoing players, as we would expect.
Yeah, it's just a bit of a drawn-out round, a money maker for mousesports. No fear should be had up against these Glocks, although it is Astralis. We've got Stico now down on B, and he's going to be tasked with 3 more players running on in. But Glocks are going to be no match for this MP9. The Shredder already taking one. Dupree, great shot to Dre, but Sunny will be able to drop that bomb, and therefore any chance of Astralis winning that round are out the window. It's mousesports with the 2-0. The question is, Harry, you're stuck in this spot now that you're running SMGs into the 3rd round. Astralis are going to have full rifles. Now, even in an equal situation, mousesports would struggle, but now they're not going to be armed as well. We do have that AWP, though. Oscar going to be pulling it up in the first buy round here. But we already talked about how difficult it's going to be for him to get going on this map. As mentioned on the desk by Nato, Astralis is so good at shutting down this Czech AWPer.
Well, he's got it out early on over here toward middle. Glaive and the rest of the gang going to be allowed out as they start to push on down. Astralis picking up the pace down towards short, and Sunny, he has been boosted up. He's going to drop down, and they're going to hear him fall. So Glaive inside this smoke. Oh, gonna get spotted. Chris J, good for one. Dupree in with the trade. Sunny straight back, and now the pressure's going to fall onto the 3 players up here in apartments. They don't have that relief effort from short. They don't have the reinforcements. They have to take the fights and win them out. And Stico making his position known. There's Zipnix in with the trade. So they have managed the 2-on-3 at the very least. And you can see Device, he's going on a long rotation back through mid. He's going to try and wrap up through short to help out Zipnix up in the apartments. Yeah,
he's going to struggle getting out of this apartment with Oscar in the market, holding that window cross. So you can see already Zipnix beginning to back out. He can come out through underpass. He can try and support Device in middle. Go back to an A play potentially, and the more time that is wasted, the more information mousesports are going to want to get. So Sunny tries to push up on short, only to be met with Device. He'll give that up, fall back. mousesports still hold on to this man advantage, and now Device going for an even longer rotate. 38 seconds on this clock. Seems like Astralis unsure as to what they want to do in this round, but they'll finally group up in middle. They'll set up for this connector play, I can only assume. And in the meantime, look at Rops. He's pushed up in the sandwich. He's got a great position to try and catch out Astralis once they hit the safe site. But the issue is he's more focused down on the ramp and the palace rather than the real threat, and that is connector.
Oscar is starting this rotation background of Rops now waking up to the fact that Astralis are here, and Rops, he's good for one. Zipnix now left up in the 1v2. But if there's one man that you've grown a trust on Astralis in these clutch situations, it is Zipnix! There's his 3rd, and now into the 1v1. The bomb is planted for Rap. He's fallen on back. Only Sunny left standing, and Zipnix just playing with his food at this point in time. He always looks so comfortable in these situations. And he takes the fight. Zepnix, he gets the job done. Continuing that history of being so good in those clutch situations. That's the start that we want.
Of course he does, Harry. What way to start off this map for Astralis. mousesports having information, having the 3-on-2. Rops even gets that first kill, but you can never count out Zipnix. 4 kills in that round, 1v3 clutch. Astralis are on the board, and mousesports, their money's going to be broken. They've gone for the force up into this with a couple of rifles, but no real utility behind it. You have got that AWP, though, and Oscar into this rifle round, and look at this push from Astralis. They are setting up quick into this B-bomb site. It did come down to the one-on-one, so Astralis have yet to build up their own money, and you can see they just want to speed up the pace, go diving into this B site. There's only one man committed. That's Stiko. Magis runs right past him. He's got to turn around. He can't find the frag. Chris J's also chiming in, but there's the double trade from Astralis to keep this site intact.
Yeah, these smokes completely cordoning mousesports out of this bomb site. They have to just wait for these to fade before they go for this retake. And you still have Device holding back in the apartments. He's going to be aware that there's no flanks coming through. Instead, the brunt of mousesports' efforts over here in the kitchen. With this wrap from Sunny over at short, Dupree holding the angle. Sunny creeps into his crosshair and is going to get picked up. And Dupree, not done yet. Astralis, a second round. Methodical as ever in their approach. And now tying things up, resetting the economy of Mouse. This is a chance for Astralis to start to break into the lead.
Oh, yeah, surely with full USPs coming in for mousesports. Astralis even had the option for that free AWP upgrade off the body of Oscar, but they didn't decide to take it. They'd rather stick with this Organ device, the SMG up on Magisk. mousesports having to just take a lost round, a guaranteed lost round, especially when you're up against Astralis. Rob's trying to fight in middle. We've got all the USPs here for mousesports, but they're getting picked apart one by one. Smoke is even down in the window to block off multi-peaks from mousesports, who will just go rotating onto that B site. A full stack here, but Astralis, they're not known for rushing into bomb sites with no information. I'm sure they're going to be just fine with this. Magisk is also probing that connector, so the deeper he pushes, the more info he gets, and so will mousesports. They'll push up on short. It's just a firing range.
Oh, well, at least the buyers coming back in at 4 mouths in this round. They do have that relief. They could try and get the purchase together. Oscar isn't going to have that AWP. And you think about how key he was yesterday. They won't be opted to give him that weapon. Device still just rocking the AUG. He's not even feeling the AWP right now. He's opting instead for the mid-range rifle. And once again, Astralis, this is like a very, very fast explosion out from the Palace. Usually this is reserved to pistol rounds. Not too common to see them try and do this in a rifle, but they're going to go for it, and Rops might get caught out. They barrel on, and oh, Goomba stomp, but Rops is still able to pick it up and finds himself another Magisk device. They're doing what they can to keep this round open for Astralis. Glaive, in the meantime, is up through connector, and he has been able to get by Stiko. So they don't know that Glaive currently resides on the stairs. He's the X factor in this round. A fail-safe. That bomb very much in the eyes of Chris J, and Oscar's going to start to peel around and join up with it. Astralis still with 1 minute and 5 seconds left to play with here. So plenty of time. Device peeks a little too wide, and Chris J is going to find him. So now it is just Glaive, the man at the helm of this Astralis roster, left up in a 1v3.
And they've got a crossfire as well. They've got him locked down at the back of the stairs. He's not going to get more than one. Quick trade from Stiko, and with a man up on short as well, that was going to be easy to contain for mousesports. Astralis still being able to buy up in this round, but mousesports at least showing that the fact they can win rifles despite Astralis just going for these quick executes. That's all it's been, these fast bursts, that quick B play in the second rifle round, the Palace push from 3, getting locked down from Rops. Astralis are trying to make this one quick and clinical, but it's 3-3, and mousesports have got a full buy, so their chance to keep things going. Oscar, a lot of damage towards middle, but it is going to be traded back. He's down to 24. In the meantime, Astralis are flashing through smokes on ramp, and Glaive's already gone bounding into the bomb site. The flashbang was good, and Chris J is better. He's going to be able to take that kill. Device unable to trade for the time being. He's looking for something, and oh dear, Device. 80 damage through a smoke. That's got to hurt.
I mean, that is just absolutely unreal. Stiko, in the meantime, he's gone pushing up through the apartments, trying to go for this information play, but he might find something out he wish he didn't. Zipnix is going to get dropped. Stiko continuing to take this fight, and Magisk does manage to pick up the trade. Now on the back of it, Astralis is just going to look to try and explode into this B bomb site. With a man so aggressive up in the apps, they're assuming that the reinforcements here from ours will be light, but they are not. Oscar picking up Magisk. Sunny in the meantime as well, peeking in through those lower tunnels, catches Device unaware, and that leaves Dupree, who, if you remember, was tagged down at the start of this round. And he is going to get discovered and dropped. mousesports retaking the lead here.
And this is something that was mentioned on the desk as well. If we are going to see mousesports get away with a win here, they've got to play in your face Counter-Strike. They've got to get in the heads of Astralis, and we could just see it in that round. They get a bit of info off of the B push. Sunny, he starts getting aggressive in the lower tunnels, just trying to take every fight they can. mousesports forcing Astralis down to an awkward spot when it comes to the money. They've got one rifle and a bit of armor, but that's going to be it here for the Danish guys. Having to likely give up a 5th round here to mousesports unless Device goes absolutely mental. Chris J, he's going to get flashed to the top and middle. Interesting note, he's not even bought up utility because this role is very expendable. He's going for info, he's going for an early pick, and there's only really Deagles on the other side. He won't commit to it for now, though. Glaive is going to have to be the one to take the fight instead, as Chris J just holds close, keeping Astralis somewhat contained towards the mid portion of the map. And this really is their bread and butter. With no utility, it's very difficult to actually get into this spot. Chris J trying to take a kill, but Astralis aren't committing to a fight, and neither is he.
Yeah, he knows he doesn't have to go around that corner. He has Sunny here down in mid to help him out, as well as the man on short. But there's Device in the meantime, going to be shutting down Rops. And now mousesports, they've got to try and divide their efforts. They've got to try and keep an eye on this A-bomb, so they rotate Stiko away. Chris J and Sunny still maintaining this crossfire over in the top of mid. Sunny even being allowed to get himself into this little cubby. Zipek's going to get spotted with Device. Back again with the AK. Gonna pick up his second of this round. They shouldn't be ready for Sunny. And oh, they're not. Zipnix doesn't have a clue. And now Device, only on 18 HP, tried to go back, was tempted to go for the trade. In the meantime, the rest of Astralis starting to push in toward B, but they get sent back thanks to Oscar down on short.
Yeah, some great trading from Device, great refragging with his team and bait setups, but they've only got 20 seconds left and they're getting flashed out the underpass. This is very clear, very telegraphed. mousesports know exactly what's going on, and Sunny's going to be able to line them up, but Glaive with the deagle. Oscar tries to respond, and that bomb drop might have just won in the round, even with Stiko up on the site. There should be no way Astralis can get back in, and just like that, the bomb getting dropped is going to be the death warrant sign for Astralis. 5 rounds to mousesports, but Harry, that was an eco from Astralis. They had 1 rifle, and they take down 4 mousesports players. It may not make much effect here, but in the future, that can really come back to haunt mousesports.
Almost definitely, yeah. That buy is still very much available for the Mouse guys, but it does leave that money in a bit of an awkward spot, looking to the future at the very least. The reset is going to be looming over them. Similar tale over in the Astralis camp. But a buy back on the card. Still no AWP on Device. That is the one downside to having him survive there in that one-on-one. He doesn't get the money. You would have loved to have had that out in this round, but rifles across the board. Double AWPs over on the side of mousesports, so they've got no such problem. And Glaive, there's the opener. Chris J tries to play it smart, but Zipnix in the meantime shutting down another man over here at the ramp. Astralis off to a flying start in this round. Glaive not content with the man he found down in mid. Gonna go and sniff out Stiko as well, and in the blink of an eye, there's only one man left towards this A bomb site, which is where that bomb is heading towards right now. All the pressure is gonna fall onto Sunny.
Surely this is too much to ask for. Astralis, they're gonna lock down this position. They're aware of the earlier ramp push, and they want to keep an eye on it again. Zipnix catches that peak. And this bomb can go down in the open. mousesports have no business in this round. Oscar is gonna be done. He should definitely just try and save this AWP, but has to play somewhat aggressive because otherwise Astralis are going to begin to hunt. He gets spotted. Shot from Device gives away his position. Smoke goes down for Oscar, but Astralis, they're still keeping up the pace. They're still hunting this man down through the apartments, through the market, through short. There's nowhere that Oscar is free. And he doesn't even know about Magisk as well. He's closing the distance. Oh, the timing, and there it is. Clean round from Astralis, not a single casualty. They take down the full buy of mousesports like it was an eco.
Yeah, Astralis just like vultures to a corpse. Oscar didn't know, but he was a dead man walking inside of that B bomb site. mousesports, they do go for the buy here, so interesting decision to make. They throw that AWP over onto Oscar. You think back to his form yesterday. he was really the main man stepping up for this mousesports roster, so you understand why. Astralis, they've finally got that AWP out with that man on your screen. Device going to be feeling happy about this one, because he does get to have his big green gun back in play. A quick tactical timeout just to make sure everyone in the Astralis camp is on the same page. We're getting back into this. There is no money left on Mouse, so a victory in this round for Astralis is effectively a 2-for-1.
But do you remember when we had that Renegades game yesterday on this exact map between mousesports and them? It was mousesports actually winning the game with an AWP and single rifle buy with 3 pistols. They came back from a huge deficit off the back of that round. So these are definitely winnable. Very difficult against Astralis, but Oscar's going to be put in a position to succeed, and that Molotov, well, it'll do quite the opposite effect. Glaive shuts him down early on. Device even hits the tag with the AWP. And that AWP, it's going to get picked up from Sunny, but mousesports have lost their point man.
Oh, it's Jay. Spots Glaive. He's able to find him, and no trade just yet. There was Dupree down and low. He's not quite in the position. Device at top mid. Doesn't quite get there in time to spot Chris. This AWP's been juggled now onto the back of Sunny, and maybe he's looking to try and deposit that with Chris J inside of this B bomb site as he does rotate round. They might try and boost him up. And that's what they're going to do. Sunny put up on top of this boost. Doesn't spot anything just yet. Minute left on this clock, and Astralis setting up over here toward this B bomb site. Oh, no. And mousesports, the timing couldn't be worse. They've just started to rotate away. They've hedged their bets. They put all their eggs in one basket. And Astralis, they're going to get this B bomb site for free.
I think they've realized Stiko's starting to watch his back line as well, and the nades. The flying in nades will give away the position of Astralis, but nice shot from Stiko. Now that they know this bomb's yet to go down, this gives more time for mousesports to rotate in. They can certainly give this at least a look into the site, considering they don't have much to play with anyway. They've dropped one more man of Astralis, but these T's have already gotten into favorable post plants. Up on short is Device. He's scoped in. A slow peek from Chris, and that will spell his demise. Device finding another. Rops is going to pick up that AWP, but Stiko is not done just yet. With a second eagle of the round, he's going to close the distance to Device. The barrel of the gun might give away his position, but Device is so fast. Seems like mousesports, every hurdle they climb over, Device is on the other side. And that will solidify the round. That will be the 5-5. There are definitely casualties from Astralis, but a round is a round.
Almost certainly now tying things up. Over on this side of Mouse, they are able to hold that AWP going forward along with a rifle over on Sunny, but that just could just tempt them into the buy here. And the one issue you're going to have with that is, you know, you lose this round and then you're looking at an eco into the next. So they might just elect to partial buy. They've passed the guns out. They've shared the love around in the team. They have the AWP over on Oscar. AK thrown into the hands of Sunny. Astralis going to be picking that AWP up once again over on a Device, who is sitting top of the board right now, 12-3. Already off to a great start.
Stiko having a great round as well is always good for mousesports. If you have the likes of Sunny and Oscar really firing off at their peak, and also Stiko is joining the fray, that could be a bit of a threat for Astralis. And so far, 5-5, mousesports are bringing the pace into the apartments. Is Stiko, and just like that, he's gone. Magisk picking that up. Oscar getting flashed off, has to hide in the corner, but there's no follow-up from Magisk. He's got that man advantage. No reason to overstay his welcome. No need to overstep the mark. Astralis look for a pick somewhere else on the map, and Device may get gifted it as well. You can see Sunny's holding down the line on short, but he's only got an AK, so no reason for him to peek around this corner.
He's just edging closer and closer. Device now looking away, going to try and flash his teammates into this ladder room, and Sunny does manage to get past Device the first time around. That flash arrives, though, and that allows Dupree to dispatch of Sunny. Makes it look almost too easy, and Glaive in with another. Oscar's trying to do what he can from the window, but it's only him and Rops left standing in this round. This shot from Device spots both players, so they know where they are. They know that Rops is over towards A, and Oscar was just in that window room. And for Maz, they're already turning their attention to save. They want to try and hold on to this AWP. They've backed off.
The only thing that solidified the fact they haven't saved just yet is that bomb's yet to go down. It's going for the long rotate through apartments, so mousesports was still giving it due consideration, just in case Astralis had made some kind of mistake, but it's not going to happen. Device is taking down the AWP, and Rops is doing his best to save it. But Device creeping on in. He's going to miss a follow-up. Deagle out. And Rops, he's only got one chance. He's only got one shot to get this done, but Device hits it first. 14-5 on him, Harry. Device is feeling it on his home turf. And Astralis are up around.
Yeah, Device not happy that they're trying to walk away with his AWP. Ends up being like a boomerang. It always comes back to him eventually. Astralis now up 6-5. And over in the camp of Mouse, they've gone for this buy, but it's not looking great. I mean, they are looking a little bit limited in terms of utility. You don't have the AWP over on Oscar. The real scary thing right now is Device just off to a phenomenal start over on the side of Astralis. And once again, speak of the devil, and he shall appear. Device opening up this round with 2 down in mid. And now Rops, the only man left inside of this A bomb site. He really has his work cut out for him with 4 Danes about to walk his way. Rops in with 2, almost a third. Will he be ready for the man out on Tetris? He is not. So Zipnix bailing his team out of this round. It started to turn against him. Now Stiko down in CT. Hiding behind Ticket, trying to deny their entry toward this bomb site. And Sunny now chiming in with another, so suddenly, blink of an eye, it's down to Device. He's thrust into this 1v2. But that bomb is ticking on down. And Sunny, he just cleared this. He just cleared Connector. I don't think they're going to be all too ready for Device in this position. Time ticking down, and Device hidden away. The Deegan hand smoke falls onto the bomb. Device spots the first man. Stiko's on it. Stiko's sticking it. Device spraying through. Oh, it's been missed. Knife out. He's running in. And Device, a 7th round. And he holds his own in the 1v2 in front of the home crowd. My goodness. Oh. You got a bit worried there for a moment, but Device, you know, cool as ever. I was getting flashbacks to that Guardian 1v2 with the DPs. My goodness.
That's got to hurt mousesports. No kit to play with at all in that round as well. And apart from Chris J, who got picked up on short earlier on, it wasn't retrieved because Sunny didn't want to go aggressive on short when rotating through the market. And boy, is that going to hurt mousesports. Look at the money, $2,000 a player. Astralis up on a 7-round T side. They're about to make it 8 if things go to plan. Glaive, how's he gotten here? How have mousesports got no information? Even the connector peak wasn't enough. We do have Stiko deep in the B apartments, which gives him some info, but the A burst is ready to come through for Astralis. In fact, with them clearing B, they may back out of this position. We'll see. Dupree wanting to take the fight regardless. He lines up 2. Quick entries is going to be good enough for Astralis. They might not rotate anyway. Despite them clearing out the B site, they've taken 2 on A. And Glaive, slowly but surely, still getting all the information, but this bomb, it's not going to hesitate. It will push out through the ramp. And in fact, mousesports have rotated down to this site that Glaive has already taken, but they're just not ready for him. Backstab from the in-game leader, and it's Stiko on the flank. Last man alive here for mousesports, but not for long. He'll join his team in the grave. Clean round for Astralis. They're so good at these anti-ecos. The mousesports have guns on the horizon.
Yeah, they do finally have that AWP out on Oscar in the side of Mouse, and Chris J going to be donning his as well. This is one of the reasons why this team is considered to be so deadly, is that AWP duality between Chris J and Oscar. The one issue is, look at that scoreboard. Device 18-5. We're only 14 rounds in. He's already AWPing for 2. He already counts as 2 AWPers at this point. So Chris J and Oscar, they're going to have a tough time trying to counteract him. Chris smoked off down in window early on, and Astralis setting up once again over here toward this A-bomb site. They have been playing this very explosive, no respect style of CS. So they're setting up for it. Oscar, he does get smoked off from the connector. That allows Glaive to start to push on up, and Glaive has been very good at coming in on these late lurks, these backstabs, cutting off the rotations, finding crucial kills. The rest of Astralis gonna be waiting for Device to be that first point of contact, and there he is. Dupree's with him, and brothers in arms. Glaive chiming in with another now. Stiko good for 1, and Sunny almost with the flick. Zipnix out from the balcony. Him and Magis combined, and now suddenly only Chris J remains. Let's not write him out of this one just yet. He does get spotted down in the connector. Chris, the flashes, it's all there. Device continuing to pad those stats.
And this is just a confidence play from Astralis. Look at that. They get a 3-on-1. They get the bomb down. They don't fall back into post plants. They just chase the kill, Harry. They just flash Device into it. When he's having a game like this, there's not much mousesports can do. And a great execute from Astralis. So well timed with that connector split that the second we see mousesports actually get away with a couple of kills, the trades are there. Astralis keeping that man advantage and running away with a round. 9-5. Can they find double digits before the half ends? Chris J trying to peek out the scout, but this is a lot to ask for. It's not even going to be the AWP. Oscar's down on the shotgun, and Astralis, They're keeping up the pace, they're keeping up the heat. In towards connected. Glaive's already found a kill, but Oscar, he trades back with the shotgun. He locks down that B site with some aggression through the apartments. Zipnix can't catch him through the smoke, and Sunny does exactly the same to Dupree. mousesports in a very, very strong position right now. They're still stacked up towards that B site, so rotations do need to come off, but Sunny's going to move into position to try and lock down this connector, and that's exactly what's needed. With Rops alone in that CT spawn, a familiar position for him as Astralis creep up towards the jungle.
Rops takes that peek, and he might wish he didn't. He does get the information, he spots the bomb, and this could be perfect for Sunny. He looks to come in on this backstab. They've got no clue that Sunny's here, and he's going to be able to deny the bomb plant now with just under a minute. It's only Device left standing, and Stiko deletes him. So mousesports, they dig deep. They find themselves a 6th round on the back of what was at their, one of their weakest buys into those rifle rounds at the end of the first half. The score, 9-6 in favor of the Danes.
That's still a respectable scoreline for mousesports, but you do have to remember their CT side is far stronger than their T side when it comes to this map. The positive is, now that we move over to the terrorist half, it's going to be a chance for Oscar to be unleashed. If he's allowed to. He's currently 7-10, bottom of his team. This was the man that carried mousesports through yesterday's quarterfinal up against Renegades. A key to their victory. Without him, well, there would have been no victory. So we're going to need him to dig deep and find some fire as we head into this second half. Otherwise, Astralis are going to be stealing away the map pick of mousesports.
And I mean, they've been off to a great start. You can see from some of these highlights, especially Device, he's been looking so crisp. He's top of the board, 129 ADR, 16-9 from him right now. And over on the side of mousesports, it's Sunny leading the way, along with Stiko, an unlikely character to be coming in that second place spot. We can see the head-to-head between Oscar and Device. You can see Device right now is outperforming him in every sector.
Device has never even bought a sniper, Harry. He's just been picking them up off the body of Oscar. No need. Why buy it when you can get it for free? Let's find out what happens in this second half. It's a quick pistol for mousesports towards ramp, and Magisk, he's got the info, he spots one. Now Astralis, look at this stack. They have 4 players here. They have Glaive on the rotate. mousesports try and burst out, but there's just so many CTs in position. Great damage to Device will force him back, and Rops has taken the entry kill on top of that. mousesports in a good spot, but do they expect the lurk? Dupree underneath the balcony. He's found 2, flashed up, doesn't give a damn, moving in for the last. But Device is going to steal it away as Astralis take this pistol down to the 4-on-1.
With just Rops remaining, he's given up his position, and Astralis, the drums of war are calling, and Glaive going to be the man to cement this pistol round for Astralis. 10-6 now. Bomb doesn't go down for Mouse, so they do likely just take the eco here, go for that buy up in the next, similar to what we saw Astralis do over in the first half. Astralis going to be moving up onto 11, you would imagine, unless something goes very, very wrong. And Astralis aren't too known for making mistakes.
And this position for Dupree was so valuable because by that point, mousesports had already spotted 3 players on the A site. There's no way you were going to expect a 4th under the balcony after that much info. So a really well-timed stack from Astralis gives them the surprise to mousesports. Good nade up top mid as well. It's only an eco from mousesports, remember, so this is not one that they should really be picking up anyway. Astralis taking that mid control. What a shot from Chris J. He even drops Device, no head armor, and that will come back to haunt him. Luckily enough, there's so many CTs here. Somehow Rops gets himself another. This is getting awkwardly close. Sunny damaged as well. They've yet to retrieve these guns, so it's still in the favor of Astralis, but the next kill that comes through needs to be for this CT side, and it will. That's the bomb dropped. And mousesports now, they're going to start to crumble. That being said, still a good eco regardless with 2 kills, and hey, Rops isn't done.
A minute left on the clock, though he certainly has a long way to go. At Glaive, he's going to be the real problem. There's no way that Rops is ready for this as he starts to walk towards his death. Down in T-spawn, Astralis locking in another. Over in the mousesports camp, that buy is available at the very least. That's one thing that they can take solace in. And once again, Device selecting to go for the AUG over the AWP. He's been a big fan of it. I mean, it's working out for him very clearly, sitting top of the board. 121 ADR, still managing to keep up this spectacular performance is Device. mousesports much faster around early on in towards mid. My goodness. Those nades from Astralis going to do the damage, tag up 3 players early on. And that is monumental when you're on these M4s. Going to bring them down to that 1-shot headshot. I mean, in the case of Stiko, just one shot anywhere.
I mean, this is why Astralis are known as the best utility team in the world. mousesports already losing so much damage. And they haven't even seen Astralis to try and counteract it. Magisk is the only man receiving anything in response. See that bomb rotate from mousesports will be coming back in through the T-spawn. Oscar's going to be primed and ready to come in through the underpass. He'll be splitting connector, maybe joined by Sunny as well. We constantly see Sunny go for those late lurks. If mousesports can get the bomb down, he can be such a fiend from the connector or the window, but that is a big miss. That smoke is going to give all the info to Astralis. You can see Dupree already peeking in to try and get the information on Oscar's whereabouts. Rob's trying to come out of the palace. He's been spotted. Clave jumps up to take him down in the smoke. They'll run right through it. No dams given by mousesports as they take a 4-on-4, but surely they can't get into this bomb site with 2 players in CT.
I mean, look at this call from Astralis. They're already rotating everyone over. All 4 players heading this way. So they're going to be here. They're going to be knocking on the door mouse the second they try and get this bomb down, even going as far to boost up Dupree. And as he peeks on over, what does he see? Smokes and flashes get him off the angle, but there's Device's nade to find Stiko, and that was the bomb. Now Sports have to try and get this down, and there's Dupree on the boost. Device gonna wallbang Oscar. Only Chris J left with Device. Shutting down absolutely everyone. 12-6 in favor of Astralis right now, and 23 kills up on Device.
Harry, he has the most kills and the least deaths in the server. How do you stop this man at this point? How do you, like...
What even is that?
How do you stop that? Device is tearing mousesports limb by limb. It's 12-6 here. mousesports, couple of nades to try and catch out a mid-play, but Astralis haven't gone for the traditional window setup, just Device there. They've wrapped underpass very, very fast as well. This gives them so much information. Chris J gets up short, but not for long. We're just finding him. And just like that, Astralis are going to be picking apart mousesports again. Another eco round, another one for Astralis. Seems like there's just nothing mousesports can do.
Yeah, I mean, it's Rob's left up in this 1v5. He's been pretty good at finding more than he should, but not when Glaive is there in the back. Last few times that they've... I guess the most recent time that we saw them play this up was at the ECS finals. And it was there that Astralis took it once again, but it was in a much tighter fashion, 16-14. Right now, mousesports not really reliving that form. It was in that game, massive performance from Rops, if you recall. He looked fantastic throughout that series. And while he's looked decent, this is not, you know, the performance that you need to beat the world beaters.
We've just not had a Device on the mousesports side. We've just not had one player to really go above and beyond. And now Astralis are even confident enough to smoke the top and middle and take it. Glaive throwing in his utility, trying to get a kill. Stiko's going to shoot him through the smoke. There's a little gap in the corner. Glaive not going to be too happy with the result of that one. And this is how mousesports can get back into the game, Harry. A man advantage, an important buy round, because without it, it's probably 14, then 15 down if mousesports don't buy up. And so this really is a requirement if mousesports want to pull this comeback. Round number 20. Astralis, they're going to start to play for information. This is what you got to fear from if you're mousesports. They're so boxed in at the top and middle. They have no map control for this T side. They're yet to even get out into mid, and Dupree's already there. As Device clears out the palace, he either gets the information the mousesports probably aren't hitting A, but they don't rotate a player towards B to back that up. It is just one man. Zipnik's there with no utility either. Smoke in the connector, and up short mousesports go. Will Astralis be ready for this?
Well, it's not even Astralis. It is just, will Zipnix be ready for this right now? He's the only man here, and Oscar is going to pick him up. So now in the 3-on-5, Astralis, they like to play their numbers game. They're going to look to try and save. They do spot Sunny out. You don't imagine that tempts them to stick around and try and go for the retake. Sunny just trying to be that thorn in their side, and indeed he is trying to send Astralis' economy back down into the doldrums. mousesports will be picking up this round as Device and Dupree just look to hold on to these weapons. Device can go ahead and throw that AK over to someone else in the team like Zipnik's go ahead and buy himself the AWP into the next round. So a 7th round, mousesports trying to dig deep, trying to find success, and as they go on the hunt, they might come to wish they didn't. Losing Stiko. And from this point onwards, I don't really imagine we see them go all too much further. You don't want to risk giving too much away.
Yeah, if you're mousesports, there's no real reason to hunt too heavily here. You've yet to even establish an economy. This is your first T-side round. You need every penny you can get, so 4 players staying alive is going to be extremely profitable for mousesports. But it goes both ways. Astralis, they have money in the bank for days. They're going to be able to buy up for another rifle round, get that AWP in on device. And what a demon he has been, 24-7 right now. 118 ADR, not too bad.
No, I mean, that's the thing. He's been a real pillar of consistency for Astralis, both at this event and at, you know, the last couple. Device really is trying to lock in that MVP of 2018 award. mousesports early on in this one going to be grabbing control of middle. There isn't too much of a presence here from Astralis, so they do throw those nades in early on, and that brings Sunny down low.
It seems like every time mousesports try and take mid, even if Astralis give it away to them, they get something, they get some damage, they get some info. Sunny's pushed down to 26 HP, and mousesports just back out of mid. They go, okay, it's fine, we don't want it, keep it. Let's hope they have the receipt. Setting up for a B execute here for mousesports, but only one player in the apartments. That's actually a window smoke going down for Chris. And that's going to allow these 2 top mid players plus Sunny down in lower to split out through the middle portion of the map, get this control that they were aiming for earlier in the round. Astralis will concede it. But that smoke, you can see how scared mousesports are of it. If there's an Astralis player on the other side, you always have to be fearful. Molotov will force Magisk out, though. He's got to pick a position. He's got to move right now. He's getting tagged, 50 HP. They tried to push him into Oscar's AWP at the top of middle, and that's not going to happen because Oscar's honed in on the window. Magisk gets a second chance at life, but mousesports, they're running out of time.
Yeah, they've only got 35 seconds left to play with. You really don't have too much room to maneuver if you are Mouse. Wherever they do decide to go, which is going to be this B bomb site, they have to stick at. And so now as they start to creep on in, you're looking at Device and Zipnix here, holding close. There's one, trying to go through. Stiko in with the trade, and now only Device, but he's looked very good. Stiko's going to look a little bit better, though, on this entry. So he picks it up, the bomb goes down just in the nick of time, and 3-on-3 in the retake. Astralis now look toward Glaive, Magisk, and Dupree. Actually, they're just going to go ahead and save.
Interesting decision. mousesports, they could have been reset if Astralis went for this round. Now, Astralis can still find their damage. They can still get into positions where they kill exiting players from the bomb site. But giving away the round to mousesports, that shows some respect going both ways. Astralis, they'd rather keep their own economy in a good state. They'd rather get back into, get back into the next round and get a bit of a later reset to mousesports' money, rather than risk it all here to be put to pistols. Because as said at the start of the round, this is how mousesports can get back into it. If mousesports reset Astralis there and took all the money away from them and gave them an eco, that's a chance for these Ts to begin to warm up into this second half. And Astralis don't want to give it to them. Glaive finds 2 on the exit. Astralis will keep their guns, stick to them, and buy up once more.
Yeah, that's it for Astralis. They're very calculated in that sense, right? They're not doing it out of desperation. There was the game plan. You're trying to get mousesports' economy down, and that's exactly what they did with Glaive at the end, finding 2. Great stuff from Stiko in that round. They're not normally the man we look to see top in the charts for Mouse, although he's doing exactly that right now. Early damage onto him. Magisk going aggressive here into the top of mid. Doesn't have any teammates nearby, and he knows it, so he doesn't get too overzealous. Now falling back down, backed up by Glaive. The issue is, Mouse, they're switching things up. They're changing the pace, and they're going to look to go barreling into this B bomb site. Zipnix here does spot the first man who gets out into the bomb site. That's Chris J leading the fray and opening up this round.
Dupree still here with the ult, though. They are about to cross towards bench. mousesports think otherwise. They have got short control, but Astralis have already started to go back for the save. Now, if Dupree gets a couple of kills, he may be convinced to go for it, but Astralis losing B so early on into the round will give it up to mousesports. That's a great reaction from mousesports. Astralis were pressuring the top of middle, so mousesports knew that if there was going to be 2 players in mid, one of the sites had to be weak, and more commonly than not, it is going to be the B site. So with only Zipnix there, mousesports go with the information that Magisk is at the top and just charge in through the apartments. And Zipnix, if he gets a couple of kills, maybe Astralis have a round win up their sleeve, but going down with no trade at all means mousesports are going to guarantee that round. 5-4 and 13-9. Slowly but surely, they're finding their footing, Harry.
Yeah, they're making this a more competitive game, which, you know, we're all a big fan of, getting to see these 2 teams play for that much longer. And a timeout now going to be called in for the Astralis guys. A little bit of time to try and mull over this one, try and figure out how to approach this round, make sure everyone's on the same page. They know that even though they are the best team in the world, you can still make mistakes. You can still have teams build back against you. There we go, the drums of war. You can hear it in the arena, trying to get some confidence behind the hometown team.
And this needs a break now for Astralis. It's been 3 rounds in a row for mousesports. Not a team you want to let get back into this matchup, especially on their map pick where they're going to be most comfortable. If Astralis can take away the map pick of mousesports, then surely it's smooth sailing to the grand finals, but it's not over till it's over, Harry, and mousesports have yet another chance. Astralis on the bye, AWP still here for Device, everything they need, really. mousesports setting up for an instantaneous A execute, and there's only 2 players here, but Astralis, they can easily just give this site up, play for the retake, try and challenge that bench if you are Glaive. Magisk is here in the spawn as well, can jump up on that ticket and be a real nuisance to mousesports, but the smokes fly in, and that'll force Astralis out.
They've been completely cordoned off from this bomb site, pushing on in. This wall of smokes keeping Astralis away. Ooh. And Glaive trying to find something through it. Ooh, he does tag Chris J. Oh. There you go, he goes back. So now, mousesports 4v5. They were going to send Sunny background on that wrap through mid, but they decide against it. Instead, doubling up this position down a ramp where the bomb is planted for, but Stiko, he goes for that push and he gets caught out in the open. So Astralis back into this retake. Glaive will get dealt with. Sunny's going to get spotted out, and now Rops and Oscar doing what they can. Suddenly, it's only Device and Oscar. That is very, very quick indeed. mousesports picking themselves up another round on the back of just a fast A play.
And Oscar's coming to life as well. 3 kills on that AWP. If you're Astralis and you're on that T side, maybe you can shut out Oscar by keeping him out of the window room. Don't let him take cat control. Don't let him peek that connector. But if your mousesport's going for A executes on the terrorist half, Oscar's going to have so much room to play within that post plant. We saw the same thing versus Renegades just yesterday, and now Oscar's showing it again on Mirage. But credit where credit is due. When mousesports actually hit that bomb site, they had 3 players before that initial kill tagged up by the utility of Astralis. Magisk was throwing a nade from the CT spawn. There was a Molotov that hit Chris J while he was planting on triple. And so everyone was really low for mousesports. So a big play from Oscar was required to win that round. Now it's Astralis on the back foot, believe it or not. It's pistols in play, it's a bit of armor and utility. This from Glaive, unbelievable.
I mean, he's just so good at finding stuff through smokes. It seems like all of Astralis are. But Oscar, this is something that's going to make this game a lot more fun, is he's now starting to warm up. He's finding his footing, and he's looking to try and relive some of his big performances of this event thus far. Now, early on in mid, Device takes that fight on a Sunny, does find a bit of chip damage. Sunny, not deterred by taking a deep shot to the chest, keeps on pushing down towards the connector. But the rest of the boys, the rest of the mousesports guys, they're hitting this B bomb site where Device is here with the Deagle. He's going to get found. Dupree over on short. Ooh, not going to be allowed to get that AK just yet as they Molotov him off the angle.
And that Molotov allows for an open plant as well. They've got it down towards short, but that's exactly where Astralis are coming from. Now, the apartment's position is a good spot to hold off on this bomb plant, so Oscar's going to be there with the AWP. But here is a late lurk. Sunny loves to do this, especially on the A site plays. But this time, Astralis have already fallen back. There's only Dupree committed. However, he's got to escape from this position if he wants to guarantee the saving of his gun. Otherwise, mousesports could exit up from short. You can see how hesitant they are. They'll go through the apartments. That's one position they already own. That's one area of the map they know is clear. So mousesports don't want to take the fight. They'd rather just hold on to their weapons and get another guaranteed round. 11 on this T side. 5 in a row for mousesports. Putting the pressure on Astralis, whether they like it or not.
They most certainly are. I mean, it's been quite the spectacle these last few. I mean, 5 rounds consecutively now going the way of Mouse. They're very much back into this one. Astralis, they're maybe starting to feel the pressure a bit now. A feeling they're not all too used to. mousesports going to be setting up once again over here toward this A-bomb site. Astralis this time with the double orbs. Is that what it's going to take to try and deter them? Magis certainly doesn't seem to think so, as he finds one. Device in with another. Oh, from CT. Device laying down the pain. Just Stico and Sunny remain in this round. And they're going to get sent back from this A-bomb site. They've lost everyone. Turn their attention back, but Device still awaits them. That beast rearing his head once again from CT. mousesports just waiting, and Astralis patient as ever. Not too keen on going hunting. They're playing this. They know they have themselves the man advantage. Now Device, they start to creep on into him. He's been waiting patiently, and he'll get rewarded for it. His hat trick in this round. He's looking for number 4, and Sunny might just offer that up. Double peek out from the stairs, and Sunny is getting toyed with. They're playing with their food at this point. Sunny might just have to back away, might just have to hold on to this rifle. Glaive, he's hunting him down. He's looking for it. He's hungry. And Astralis gonna be picking up round 14. They break the streak, they break the curse. And it's Device once again lighting up the server.
mousesports just trying to play it slow down on ramp. Them sticking to their guns and holding that position is just hoping that Astralis will rotate off the bomb site. But even if they did, Harry, which they didn't, there's always Device and the spawn to deal with them. What an incredible round from him. He's really come into this day feeling great, and that is such a worry for mousesports across this entire best-of-3 series. Still the buy for mousesports. That streak has allowed them to keep some money going. Fast B apartments approach here from the T side. 3 players in position. Device is challenging short, so he knows they're not out on mid, but Stico has already crossed before Device got into this spot. Oscar's yet to face out from middle on his end, and Sunny's coming in from the flank underpass, but he's not going to be able to find too much. Great wallbang from Stico, but the favor is returned. Device hits a shot. The trace is giving away Stico's exact angle, and a nade to even do further damage. Astralis picking mousesports apart so far. 2 players getting hit. mousesports boosting up into the window. They won't commit for this. This allows Sunny to late play window rather than immediately give up the fact that he's here. Wait for Glaive to be spotted or killed. Molotov does land in there. Glaive trying to go for a bit of a fight. He's going to fall back, and that'll make some noise. So mousesports do know he's here. They don't want to commit towards a window just yet. They want to rotate their players to be. And that's exactly where Dupree sits. We haven't seen his second AWP challenge, but this man is so good with it. Tag to Chris J. And information off the back of that. He's got a smoke at his feet. Flashes over the top for mousesports, but Dupree, he can hold them back for another 15 seconds with this smoke. He's actually even swapped. Zipnik has gone up on top as well. Now Dupree can just draw him in from the bench with 30 seconds left. mousesports have to go for this. There's only 2 players here for Astralis, so if quick kills come in for mousesports, this might just be their round. This might just be the reset. But Zipnik's on the other side. Flashbang through. Stico's got to be fully flashed. Sunny coming in on the flank, but Zipnik's mowing down 2. That's the bomb. 15 seconds up for mousesports. Is there anything they've got left in the tank? Surely not. As Zipnik's hasn't even fallen off the balcony, and just as the time ticks away, mousesports, their opportunity is gone. Kills are coming through. There's team kills in the midst of the madness, and Dupree will even pick up Oscar. The round's done. It's map point for Astralis.
And what a way to arrive at it. They completely shut down that play from Mouse. Zipnik's fighting 2, and you saw the second they try and run the gauntlet, they spot Dupree there with the AWP. Sunny on that flank never quite materializes. And the problem for Mouse, they're not just up against the best team in the world, they're up against a very, very loud arena as well that's rooting against them.
I can't see an empty seat, Harry. 10,000 people. And I would be willing to bet 95% of them, if not more, are in favor of these Danes. Bringing the energy. mousesports using their first tactical timeout, and to be honest, the first one coming in up against map point, that's a bit of a danger for this T side. They have got enough to play with, not quite everything. No armor on Oscar. He's got to find one of those incredible rounds again if they're going to want to keep this alive. That was a complete mess in the apartments. Team kills coming through. mousesports not even being able to exit past Zipnix. What a dangerous dynamic over on B. Astralis, one more round. It's dupreeh up on catwalk. He's flashed off. That does let Stico cross.
Yeah, still holding down mid, and there's Oscar. Astralis sitting in round 27 with the man advantage. 4 frags is all that separates them from taking this first map and moving 1-0 up in this semi-final. Now ropz is in with the trade, and what a man to find. You've taken down Device, the heavyweight on Astralis right now. mousesports going to try and turn their attention elsewhere on the map, leaving ropz up in Palace. Astralis completely rotating off a mid, just anchoring 2 players in each one of these bomb sites. This could culminate in a B play with how things are looking right now. 3 players here for Mouse. One thing that convinces me otherwise is that ropz still sitting pretty over on A. Either you're going to use them to try and cut off rotations, or you throw a fake in here and then try and duck dive up through connector. mousesports, they do have options. That much is sure, but they're going to have some Dane stood between them and getting this bomb down. dupreeh, this first point of contact, they walk on into it, but Sunny able to open things up. It's Zipnix here, and effectively he's in a 1v3. Everyone else very far isolated from this site. These rotations are nowhere to be found just yet. So Zipnix, you know he likes to clutch, but things get a little too hot and heavy for him. Only Glaive and Magis left standing, and Magis is on a very, very long rotation in through T-spawn. It looks like they will just be electing to go for the save in this round, handing over that 12 to mousesports.
You can see how ready mousesports were for that position from Zipnix. 3 Molotovs used for 1 spot just to keep him in the corner. No chance for him to clutch out that B-bomb site in that position. Glaive, he's looking the wrong way, and goodbye. Sunny's going to send him packing. Magis now left up in the Palace, but this is unlikely that mousesports will think this is the first position to check because ropz was just here seconds ago. As you can see, Sunny unaware, checking jungle, checking ramp, anything but the Palace. He's going to get away with his gun. But mousesports, most importantly, they get away with another round, Harry. They keep this map going. As you said, recently playing this map back at ECS, it was a 16-14 to Astralis. Still a possibility for mousesports to pull this one to overtime if they want to break the curse.
Yeah, and I tell you what, if one team has kind of been pretty good at least stretching these games out versus Astralis, it has been mousesports. And it must be a real conflicting matter for everyone in the arena because they love watching Astralis play, but they also want them to pick up the win, so you get to have a bit of both. Let's see. Device down here in mid has one of the AWPs in this round. dupreeh, Don in the other. But what they don't know is Stico. He's been very good at getting up and past this initial man who peeks down into mid. Device doesn't know that he's here. That smoke raining in. I don't think he saw the trajectory, so still shouldn't be all too aware, but now he pulls off, instead focusing on lower tunnels. The timing's near on perfect because Sunny starting to creep his way. Flash gets thrown in from top mid. That was courtesy of Oscar. Forces Device off the angle. You can see he goes rotating back into CT now, leaving Glaive to take up his mantle at connector.
Oh, but there's a pick. dupreeh just pushed to the apartments. He just got a frag to Chris J. That's a massive man advantage, and it frees up a lot of the map here for Astralis. They're going to rotate that secondary AWP around. Zipnix now able to play that solo B position with a pistol, and dupreeh, he's coming in from the window, but look at Sunny. Look at that creep. He's up, crawling around in the window room. dupreeh has no idea just yet, but he's still got a very favorable position on this angle if he sticks to his guns. Glaive moves to middle. That's when Stico strikes. 35 seconds on the clock. Sunny, he's going to go for it. That timing, dupreeh walks away. That's an entry. Magis will defend the A site with his life, but this is when the push run comes through the connector.
30 seconds. That bomb's going back to B, and Sunny, he's holding down the rotations right now. It is Zipnix once again. He's dropped the bomb, and now there's a chance. 15 seconds left on that clock. They've got to pick up the pace, and Zipnix, he's done it again. That might be enough to get them to 16 rounds. Zipnix shows up, and oh my goodness, what a way to do it.